Hey Margaret, how you doing? I'm never on here very much, so I decided to get on and see how I can work it. Thanks, Sarah. How you doing? I decided to get on here. I haven't been on here for a while. I wonder how many people are here. Doesn't really show on my thing. I don't think how many people are here. You're a member of the Spiritual Society? Awesome. It's very good. I have my readers on. My eyes haven't been really good. I need to go see an eye doctor eventually. So I'm on here. Just I have to put these glasses on to see. More into tarot cards. Okay. One time I did tarot cards for myself, and my spirit guide kind of got mad at me. Hi, Della, and I asked why, and because my spirit guide reminded me that I'm an oracle, so I don't need to go do those things. So I'm like, all right. I was just curious. Great readings. Thank you. I appreciate that, Margie. So yeah, there were times where I used to get curious and just do them, and then I didn't want to offend my spirit guide anymore, so I'm like, all right, I won't do them anymore. I don't know what that was about, so I'm like, all right. Yes, I thought you were at a higher level. Thank you. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know what level I am. I just know that I was born with this gift, and then I went and got certified as a medium. Now I teach it, and I like doing it. I teach it in person. I haven't learned how to do it online yet, but I asked the instructor how to do it online. They're supposedly learning, and they would let me know when they did it, but I don't know when that will be. How do you get certified? Okay, well, it's one question at a time. So, you get certified. There's places online you get certified to be a medium. All you have to do is type in, certification for a mediumship. Um, there's online courses, and then they have to do, if it's, some places have them in their own cities. I would suggest trying to do it in a city, but if not, you'll get certified online. But with being certified as a medium, that sets you aside from all the fakes, the wannabes, the people that make stuff up. There's so many people and these mediums. Well, there are some people that are good psychics, but they think they're mediums. They don't know the difference between a medium and a psychic, so they pretend to be mediums and they lie to people. So Sarah, I have all your billings. I'll be having a class coming up soon, and so if you're interested in that, let me know. Somebody just messaged me on here. Okay, hello, lucky lady from British Canada. Your spirit guides are basically so if you want to connect with your spirit guides, I would just say do a lot of meditation, and right before you go to sleep, and then say, spirit guides, can you tell me your name or show yourself to me? You have to do it a lot. When you wake up in the morning, that time before you wake up and you're half asleep, sometimes you get a name. And if you get a name, you write it down right away, and that should hopefully give your spirit guides a name. But it's a process. It's not easy to connect with them. Yes, sir. Thank you. On my Facebook page. Yeah. So this, I don't know if it's gonna be in a month or two. I gotta get ready for it. But I have a class ending, and I should. I'm trying to get another class starting very soon, and I'll post it on my Facebook page when I get certified. Let's see if I can read this without my glasses. Oh, my tattoos are nothing. This one's just like in my 20s. I got Scrappy from Scooby Doo. And then this one doesn't mean anything. It's just a little devil. My grandpa had it when he was in the Korean War, so all the men have it. So I don't put anything into it. It's just there. I had that one when I was in my 20s. No, it doesn't mean anything to me. Only just a memory. It's usually somebody you don't know, Marjorie. Our spirit guides come and go. Um, but we have so many that come and go, but we have one main one that's always with us. And it's usually the angel or somebody that's a spirit guide that's trained to help with you. But I am doing something though. This Saturday, if you guys are interested, I'm doing $50 readings for one spirit. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I can get that going. I'm doing a group Zoom reading, so everybody that pays gets a reading, which is pretty cheap. You're welcome. Sometimes it just depends on how I'm feeling. Or once in a while, I'll try to do on Sundays. Yeah, you can follow me on my Facebook on that my other Facebook page. The one that has is it 30 or 40,000 people followers? That's the one you don't want to follow. That one got hacked, and I can't get back into it, but Facebook won't take it down. So the one that has over 5,000, that's probably the one you want to follow on Facebook. Marjorie Brown, a sign up list for free ratings, you mean? No, I don't pick favorites. It's just where I get drawn to. But nobody's guaranteed a reading, though. That's what I was trying to tell people. For $50 for one spirit reading on a group Zoom reading, that's pretty good. I can get validation, get healing messages. Wait, I'm not sure what you mean by no payment. Have you done a connection and then afterward there has been spirits trying to connect afterwards? I have connected with a spirit and I thought I got all the messages that the spirit wanted me to come out, and then they come bug me, they'll bother me until I go back and find the person and give that rest of the message out. You see like when I'm laying down. Yeah. You've been spot on correct. Thank you. That's what I do. I give validation. I tell people what their, and I see their loved ones, I describe to them what they look like. I give validation. I'll find things that only those two would know that I would not know. And that's how I do my readings. It's always healing. I train mediumship. I've done tours. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years now. I think. I've done, I don't know, thousands of public readings over the years. I don't know. Been a lot. Have you ever been picked up? Hi, Julie from Tennessee. What do you mean by picked up? I'm not sure what that means. Ever been picked up? You mean a spirit picked me up? Is that what you're saying? On my mom's heart. Okay. Hi, Reba. How are you? Thanks for coming. Hi, Linda from Missoula, Montana. Welcome. I would love to get to Missoula, Montana and do a small group reading. I've been to other places around Montana, but I never went that far out. But it's so hard because I live in Billings, and I have to have somebody set something up for me so I can do it. Welcome from Minnesota. It's a beautiful state. Can we find out how to join for the One Spirit? Okay, yeah. So lucky lady. So everybody that's just coming on, I am doing a One Spirit reading for $50, and that's actually a good price. What my regular price is. And if you're interested, there's two Facebook pages on your so go to the Facebook page that says Big Sky Medium. But don't go to the one that's 50,000 or 40,000. That one got hacked. Go to the one that's about 5,000. That's the one you should go to. For some reason, Facebook ain't taking that old one down. And if you message me there, I can when I'm done, I can help schedule that time with you. Do you come to Missoula, Montana? I would love to get a reading from you. Thank you. Make sure you follow me on all my social media, because you never know where I'm going to be. I mean, I know we're doing a tour a little bit. It's not a big tour. It's just this. I think we're just doing a small tour this time around Montana, but I don't think we're hitting Missoula. I think the furthest we're going to go is Butte. But hopefully, somewhere in the future we can go further. I have you on TikTok. Okay, awesome. And I have and I'm in Billings right now. I'll be doing a show here over at the Babcock Theater next month, I believe. I guess September, yeah. It was healing for me after we private reading. Things have gotten a lot better. Oh, good. It's all about the healing. Sometimes it's just the messages that help people heal, you know? You can go to therapy, you can journal, but sometimes just knowing your loved one is okay and you get that validation of what they look like and things only you two would know that I would not know. I mean, it just blows people's minds, but it also heals them. If you guys ever watch my videos on here that I posted or on my Facebook page or my TikToks, I always give validation. My dogs are good. My one dog is outside. I call him my hillbilly dog because he likes to be outside. He's always like it's getting dirty. My Jack Russell, he's like a little boy. And then my other one, his name's Prince. I never named him, but he acts like a prince. He likes being inside. He's an inside dog. And he's a rat terrier. He's always at my feet. He's a good dog. He's one dog I don't have to worry about putting a leash on, but I still do. The other one I have to put a leash on. You travel over to Bozeman? I do sometimes, and it's if I do travel to do readings anymore, I hope to do like a small group of people, and if somebody could set something up for me, I can do that. I'll travel there and I can do readings there. And the person that usually does it, I usually give them free readings that help me set that up. I'm trying to get this Facebook page going. I haven't done many lives on this Facebook page in a long time because, as you guys know, from Montana, the governor's taking down TikTok, which is kind of sad because I love doing that. You know, on Sundays, a lot of people are on there. I love doing that to help people and give them validation. So unfortunately, our governor's taking that down. My sister's husband passed away May this year. Do you think it may be too soon? No, that's not too soon. I only need like 30 days after they pass and I can connect with them. So that's not too soon. That's fine. I can connect with that person. I have family in Bozeman. That's why I was asking maybe one day I'll get a reading from you. Yes, definitely. Also, make sure you're following me on that Facebook page because I do post on there a lot when I'm traveling or when I'm going to do small groups and stuff. So if you're around, I would definitely let you know that. I thought you were not taking TikTok until next year. Are they really? Yeah. Oh yeah. So Montana, yeah, the legislature voted on it because it was our governor that wanted to take it down. Unfortunately, so it's going to be taken down. So after January, it's supposedly taken down. I don't know how they're going to do it. I think what I was told is you can still have TikTok on your phone until like you have an update, and then it's not going to happen anymore. They're going to find a way of, or the new phones come up that you can't get TikTok. Marjorie, I'm actually booked up until next month, which is good because I used to be booked up 5 months ahead before the pandemic. So waiting a month is good for people. I mean, because you don't have to wait that long. So it's like first come, first serve. Yeah, they're talking 2024, but I don't think they're going to, but it might be wrong. Oh, I didn't know 2020. Yeah, you're right. It's 2024. So yeah, there's I think four or five people are suing the state of Montana, and plus TikTok suing them. So hopefully it stays. It's if you're gonna be if you understand Montana, it's all about small business, and people are changing. Things are changing. Not always small businesses are in buildings anymore. Sometimes it's online, and that's how people make their money, or that's how people are working. And unfortunately, this governor talks about small business, but he's taking that away. He's kind of paranoid, I think. And I kind of, what happened was that China balloon was over Billings, Montana for a while, and the governor here in Montana got all worked up over it, and so I think that's his thing now. I don't know. He comes up with weird laws, and I'm not a big fan of this governor, honestly. I'm just not. I think we can do better than what we have now. Or if you're in Montana, if you own a house, your tax is going to be increased for your property tax quite a bit. If they take TikTok away, it's going to be every state, not just Montana. I know exactly. It's going to be a domino effect, and that's what this governor wants. He wants to be He wants to be the first one to be able to take it down, so that others can go follow his lead, which is sad. And they've done studies on it. There's no proof that they're spying on us. But the thing is, our government's spying on us. Our camcorders, our phones. It's been happening. Even Alexa. It's been happening since 9/11. So it doesn't surprise. It's just almost like projection. And if they want to spy on me, they can spy on all they want. Because all I do is readings all the time and talk to my dogs. So my life is pretty boring. I don't know what they're going to get out of me. A lot of people's lives are just normal. I don't understand why they want to spy on everybody supposedly. It's just really silly. It really is. You guys, how many people are on here are from Montana? I'm just curious. And the reason I'm asking, I have a story to talk about. I've got a lot of stories about Montana. I've been to some haunted places. Um, so, the big famous one everybody knows about is that brothel Uptown Butte, the Dumas brothel. When I was a little kid, I can't remember how old I was. Um, it might have been in the first or second grade. Me and my friends sometimes would walk up there, and we would like ring the doorbells, and there was like a massage parlor on the corner. I mean, it was an adult massage parlor. So we used to push the button, and you could hear some old lady's raspy voice, and she goes, "You light up." I can't say the word. Starts with the S. "Get that H out of here. I know your parents." And we just run. And then we run down the street, and then down that street was that Dumas brothel. Well, the story behind the Dumas brothel, it's the oldest running brothel in Montana. I mean, in the United States history. I think it's ran all the way to the mid '80s, if I remember right. Oops. And that jail up there is scary. So we used to go, and then we'd run down the street, and those ladies are always nice to us. They'd be outside, and I didn't know what a prostitute was back then. Nobody knows when you're little like that. Just thought they were nice. They were just always smiling and waving at us. Just nice people. And the other lady down the street wasn't always nice, but we used to always ring that doorbell just to get her mad. So anyway, so the Dumas brothel, it's become like a museum now because it's part of, I think, the history of Montana. It's like, and also of the United States, because it's the oldest running brothel. And every time I would go there was always something different that would happen to me every time. And it was one time, it was like midsummer, and I was wearing shorts, and I was walking through there, and at some point I put my hand to my leg, and I was getting cold, like something was really cold upstairs. And then my other side leg, it wasn't cold. This is really strange, but I could feel something like holding on to me. And so I asked the lady, I said, do people complain that sometimes when they're in here, that they feel like somebody's holding on to them? And she goes, oh yeah, it happens all the time. And I remember the prostitute's name. She goes, it's so and so. She's a ghost, and she likes to hold on to men. And sometimes she likes to play with their ears and call in their names and stuff. She does that to them all the time. So she likes to flirt. So I had to tell her to leave. Not to follow me home. Just always something there. Another time I was there, I was supposed to meet with the guy. He passed away. One of the people that owned it. The guy, if you ever watched that show off of with Amy Allen, she was in there. That guy. He used to own it at the time. He's dead now. He passed away. I think he overdosed, unfortunately. So I went in there to talk with him, and he just seemed really off when I was in there. Like he was always in a trance. But he said, oh yeah, he goes, you're a medium, you can do anything you want. You go up the stairs, downstairs, I heard good things about you. Yeah, I trust you, just go wherever you want. So in the past, down in that so there's 3 levels, okay, and if you ever know the Dumas brothel. The highest one is where the rich people would pay the prostitutes. The second one would be like, middle income payers, and then the last one would be for the minors, whatever they could afford. And so Evel Knievel back in the day would go there, and even though he was married, he would go there a lot. But he used to always pick this one prostitute, and he would unfortunately, beat her up a lot. Well, there's a story behind that. One time a spirit picked him up and threw him down 3 stories, like in the middle. Boom, boom. There's a big opening, and he picked him up and dropped him right down, and he fell, and he got up and walked out. And that spirit they called as the judge is what they used to call. They call that spirit there. He protects the prostitutes. So I ran into him too, and his energy is very strong. The women there, when I try to cross the spirits over, like anytime I'm in a place that's infestation with a lot of spirits or things like that, I try to cross them over. I give them free will to come to me, and I've asked them a few times ago, if you're interested, I can help you cross over. They don't want to. They like where they're at. They enjoy where they're at. So downstairs in the basement, the guy that was running it was showing me like a part of the window. Like, it's hard to explain. You go downstairs, and there's these doors that go into these rooms, but they have these little windows. Okay, and there's about maybe 3 on each side. I think, I can't remember. But as I was going down there, he was showing me this door frame and had all this all dried blood on it. And I tried not to touch the blood, but I wanted to feel the energy around it, And what I was getting was there was a prostitute. She was getting beaten up because she didn't want to leave, or she wasn't paying her rent or something. And so I think they bludgeoned her in there. But the thing was, there was all of a sudden I got this feeling somebody was running up to me, and I look over and I can see I can actually see them in my third eye. I'm like, I see this crazy lady running up to me, and I yelled at her and I said, stop. And she was like this, like she was going to hit me or do something. And then I said, you can't. I said, I go, I'm not here to harm you. I go, I know why you're hurting people, but I'm not here to do that. I'm very respectful. And I told her, I said, I go, if you touch me, I'm going to pull your, I can't say the word, into the light, and you're not going to like it. And you will be judged. I go, step back and let me do my job. And so she left me alone. But then I looked back, and those people thought I was crazy talking to somebody that wasn't there. But I was talking to her because I could see her. And what happens is you get these people that go into these places, and they do all these ghost videoing these ghosts and these spirits and stuff, and they don't like it. It's like when you go into a place that's infested with spirits, you should always ask before you go in there. And people are always in and out. And that girl paid a lot of money or did whatever she had to do to get to that point. So there's a lot of women that wanted a room, so that was her room. And so people that would walk in was disrespectful without saying goodbye. So she had enough. So she was attacking people. In the past, she was scratching people. But I don't know why she was angry with me. I think she was maybe she was just angry about everything. So we go around the area in the basement where it becomes like dirt. And as I walked onto this one area, I stopped and I couldn't catch my breath. And I just saw a lot of death, like corpses. I can't explain. And the voice, and what came out of my mouth was, it said, I feel like I'm walking on a graveyard. And then I'd never been there before. And the guy opened up his mouth and goes, what did you just say? And I said that, and he goes, you know the history about down here? I go, I swear I do not. And he goes, what? He says, there's people that are supposedly buried down here, and there's a lot of dead babies because back in the day, abortion wasn't legal, so some of these women would have abortions, and there was a female doctor that would come in and supposedly would, do that and kill the babies if they were alive and throw them in the furnace. And I didn't believe him when he told me that. So he said, "I'm going to show you something." And he goes back to this little corner, and it looks like chicken bones in there. And he goes, "What are these?" And I go, "Holy cow, are those baby bones?" It freaked me out. It creeped me out. And so it was just the whole place is just, it's just infested with these spirits. So we go around, and then there's these steps that you come down. And I stopped, and I go, "What is going on with these steps? I'm getting drawn to these steps. What's going on?" And he goes, "There's a medium, a female, some lady medium that was here before, and she said that she fell asleep and she saw a lady being, like she was buried there." And so I did a reading on it, and I tried to see who that was down there, and it was a female, and I can't remember what her name was. And I was, for instance, said, "Is this Carol?" And the lights would blink. And so every time I asked her to blink the light, she would blink the light for us. So that validated a lot of it. It was a pretty interesting place. I remember one time I was there as in a junior high. I was walking down the hallway, and I see this old perfume bottle that was sitting there, like from the 70s. And the whole place is just weird. If you ever get there, it's a different vibe. That last time I was there, I was waiting for that guy to come out to talk to me, and there was a little toy. I don't know what this toy was. It was going off in the other room when nobody was in there. Like the spirit was trying to get my attention. And then I said, "What is that noise?" And she grabs a toy, and she goes, "Oh, it's just a toy." Like it was no big deal. I go, "That's not normal." She goes, "That happens like all the time." I go, "Do you think it's a ghost?" "No, it's just mechanics." I'm like, "All right." It wasn't mechanics. Things don't just go off like that for no reason. But yeah, I've always had interesting things going on in that place. I haven't been back for a while, but the Butte jail is also haunted. I think there was some suicides that happened there, and probably some murders, I'm sure, that happened there that nobody talked about. Yeah, place is pretty. I've never really been to that down there because I've never got a chance, but I want to go down there. There's a story of a man that dresses as a cowboy that people see in there all the time as a ghost. I've never done much investigation or that. But yeah, that's basically a lot. Like that's what happens when I tour these places, when I connect with these spirits. And I have a lot of I've got tons of ghost stories, like a lot. It's just these things a lot of times sometimes it's not even things I look for, and it just end up happening to me. You guys all still here? I'm sorry if I put you to sleep. Oh, we're going to do a field trip with the jail one day. Oh, that would be awesome. My Uncle Tom would tell us about a woman who had hoops and devil's tail. What do you know about that? I'll tell you about it. That sounds demonic. It almost sounds like it's like a succubus or something. A succubus, if you look it up, a picture of a succubus, that's what I think it was what your uncle was talking about. Those things are not good. Incubuses and succubuses, they just rape people while they sleep, and they drain their energy. And what happens is usually because it's almost like a spiritual warfare, because that spirit is going to keep attacking that person until that person gets depressed or doesn't want to do anything, so it's able to jump in a lot easier. That's what those things do. So there's people that get, that happen to them, that's what happens. Do you think Native Americans are more in tune with their psychic gifts? I am Native American. I'm enrolled here over at, what's it called? Little Shell, sorry, I can't even think right now. Little Shell, in Great Falls, Montana. I am Chippewa Cree, and for my bloodline, that's what we call medicine, spiritual medicine, is what the natives would call medicine. So for my bloodline, there's a lot of native chiefs that come from the Canadian Indians. And if you ever watch that movie called Big Bear, it's a series about how the natives were pushed to Montana, and they were known as the Landless Indians. So one of my great grandfathers was Chief Big Bear, and so we come from that tribe, the Bear Clan. So the bear medicine is what's what we have within us, my family. And so the bear medicine is the protector, the truth speaker, and the healer. And so I use a lot of what is within me. That's what I believe part of why I'm the way I am, to help other people. So yes, if you're talking about something else like Native American, are you talking about the deer woman with the antlers and the hoofs? That would be considered a. I'm trying to think what I read about her one time. I think that would be considered a elemental, more than or could be either demonic, but I want to say more of an elemental, because I've heard that story all in different areas and different tribes. She's sometimes I think she's there to warn people of something. Have you heard about the deer woman too? Yeah, that's when I think that's what you're talking about, the deer woman. Yeah, I've heard about her on different native cultures. I think she might be an elemental, like a protector or warner, like somebody that warns people of stuff. I've heard some stories about that one. I never want to run into her. She doesn't seem like a very spirit of the light. Native cultures, they know this stuff, even though sounds like myths to a lot of people. And it just keeps getting passed down, these stories. And a lot of the stories that they talk about are very true, because that's how natives would talk about things. So it's always a story behind it. It's always a story, because they don't. I mean, back in the day, they didn't know how to write books. They didn't. They can't describe things like we can now. So they have stories, and that's how like stuff like that gets brought down. Have you ever visited Butte Mine? I Do you want to visit the Butte Mine? Butte Mine. I did visit the Butte Mine. Is that the memorial I think you're talking about? There's them with all the flags around it. Of all the miners that passed away. That is what we teach through stories. That's how we teach stories. Yes, exactly. That's how they teach the stories. But I'm thinking, is that what you mean? Um, I've been up there. Okay, yeah, I've been up there and I felt some stuff, but I think a lot of the energy is mostly gonna be at night up there. There's another mine up there. I can't remember what's a big mine, and it's really beautiful. People get married up there. I can't remember what the mine is. It's a really beautiful area up there. And you can go up there, and it's a big old mine shaft up there. And one time I was walking with my best friend Tammy, and I stopped, and my heart started pounding, and I started getting anxiety because I know what that means. I'm picking up, or something's going on. I'm like, what? And she goes, what's wrong? I go, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm getting. And all I kept hearing is all these people screaming and hollering and yelling. And I think I was over an area with maybe residual energy where I was picking up on something. And I looked back and I went to look on that mine, and I guess people died in that mine shaft. My brother-in-law, who had just passed in May, was Native American Indian. Okay. Yeah, I'm Native American too. I practice my culture a lot, and I also practice I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I do practice my kind of what you call a religion. But I believe in the Trinity. I believe in God, the Trinity, and I believe in the Native American culture. I think anything of the light that talks the truth, I believe. Oh, I'm Chippewa Cree. So my mom and my grandma, I remember, and I know my uncles had it too, but they always had anxiety. They all had this ability, but they didn't know how to use it. So because if you don't know how to use it, you always seem to be haunted more if you don't understand it. Growing up, I used to always hear my aunts, my grandma, my mom always talk about these scary stories, and I used to thinking growing up, I'm like, yeah, she's just saying that to scare us, but at the same time, I was having my own, and I wasn't talking about it. But as I got older, I realized, they went through something, and now it goes for our bloodline. I'm Chippewa Cree. I'm enrolled at Great Falls, a little shell. I'm Great Falls, Montana. I live on native land and I have a lot of paranormal activity, but nothing that scares me. Um, and Black Creek Korean Coast. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna scare you. So a lot of those spirits, they don't cross over. They stay in their land because that land was important to them. They want to protect, generations, families and stuff. They are their people. A lot of them are. I mean, they might be mischievous, but they won't. A lot of them, when you're living on native land like that, I hear a lot of stories about spirits in these places, and I respect those spirits. I was my friend. He's a professor at a college over at the Indian Reservation here. I think it's like at the near Big. Let's see, is it Bighorn? What's it called? No, I think it's the Crow Reservation. And he's a Caucasian guy, but he's like, I want to. He goes, let's. So we were just driving through. I think it was Hardin one night, and if you ever know like where they have the what is it called, the powwow fair there, the big power fair where all the natives from all over come to this place. And it's just crazy. It's a lot of it's so much to do. It's beautiful, but it was dead one night and it was a full moon, and we're driving through there because I think he was going through the back road to get to the college to pick something up. And I looked at him, and what came out of my mouth, I didn't know how it came out. I said, she was murdered here. And he stopped, and he goes, what are you talking about? And I go, I don't know how that came out of my mouth. I go, it just came out. Somebody was murdered here. And so we go further, driving a little bit further, and then what I got was, I started getting like really nauseous and sick. And that usually a sign that somebody's trying to jump in, and I wouldn't allow it. So I pushed whatever it was that was trying to get in me. I'm like, you're not allowed. I didn't ask your permission. You cannot jump in. And what happened was I forgot during that day to protect myself. Because I usually protect myself most every day, but I'm a human and I forget. And because I didn't protect myself, I think there was somebody trying to jump in. Because I could feel it, like I was going to go through a trance, but at the same time I was getting nauseous, like somebody's jumping in. For me, that's how I feel about the time before somebody jumps. And I'm like, no, and you get out, you cannot. And I was trying to push them out, like, you got to go. I don't know what kind of spirit that was. That was crazy though. When I do mediumship stuff, I don't allow spirits to jump in me. I don't like that feeling because it's a different energy. It creeps me out, especially like spirits that don't cross over, because they're in their death state. Some of these people died of cancer, heart disease, diabetes. They've died of stroke. There's so many different things people die from when they don't cross over. And when a spirit like that jumps into you, you pick up that energy, and it's gross. It's a weird feeling. You're feeling like you're getting sick. It's not normal. Something's not right. And for me, I start going like I'm like ready to go through. I'm like I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm going through a deep trance. And it happened to me one time, and I don't like it. I do not want that death energy around me because I don't want it to affect me. If that makes sense. Every time I do a reading, it's like a little bit gets taken out of me every time to help other people, and I'm okay with that, I guess, as long as I take care of myself. But some of them spirits, they'll drain the heck out of you. It's crazy. Even the spirits that are crossed over, some will take out more energy out of me than others, and they don't mean to. But yeah, I've dealt with a lot of different kinds of spirits in my day. I've talked to some, and earthbound spirits. But I mostly communicate with spirits who've crossed over. Those are the ones I rather trust because they always speak the truth. Earthbound spirits can lie because they're earthbound and they don't cross into light. But they are also known as ghosts. I think my first memory of spirit, it's hard to say because I've had so many different experiences. I can't remember the exact one that really got to me. But I'll tell you, my mom was a single mom. We lived in this apartment complex, and it was me and my brother, and I think my sister right before she was born. But I was but what happened is I'd fall asleep on the couch, and my mom would cover me up, and I'd fall asleep. And back in the day, they had those big old console TVs, but this was like a black and white one. And I knew I was awake when this happened, and it happened more than once. That's why I hate looking at that TV when I woke up in the middle of the night. But one time I woke up, and I saw, and the TV was off because remember, if you've ever seen those old TVs in the back, it's all gray, like it's turned off. But what I seen was a man and a woman, and they were talking to each other, like having a conversation. And then that man looks at me, and it scared the heck out of me as a little kid. And I went under my covers and I went to sleep. I mean, I eventually fell asleep. I was so scared. Another time, I woke up. I don't know if it was the same night. You think I'd be on something, but another night I woke up and I looked at that TV, and a hand was coming up, and I hid. So there was something. There was energy in that TV, or that place was haunted at the time. I don't know because I was a little boy at the time when I experienced it. And it was something I can't explain, but I know that. But then later, as I got older, I realized that people can see spirits behind them, or like your TV, even the new TVs. It's that gloss or something, and sometimes you can see them. It's that reflection. So that was pretty interesting. Get professional help as soon as possible. You need to get professional help. You like to judge people. How's that? Ray, fake name. You're gonna be reported. How's that? Bye. See these kind of idiots right here? Before I ban him, I'm going to tell you something really soon. This guy named Ray, he's a fake. And this guy has done something bad to somebody. Didn't you, Ray? It was a female. You did. And if you don't, and you know, I can actually air out your laundry right now and explain to everybody what you did. And I'm not going to be that person. But you're a dirty person, you're a narcissist, and nobody cares what you say. How's that? And I'll be more than happy to go and exploit you if you like. I hate those kind of people. They drive me nuts. Oh, you're welcome. I've had people try to like do that to me, and I'll give them a chance, but they'll start being more mean. They get meaner, and so then I'm like, all right, you want to be like that? I'll find out something about you, and then I'll exploit you. It's like I have every right to defend myself, bro. So if you're gonna do that, I'll do it right back. And I have done that. I don't want to do it. It's not who I am, but I do that because I have every right to defend myself. I'm not, like I tell people many times, I'm not that medium that sits back and turns my cheek. I'm not that person. I just rather just be real with people. I mean, a medium is the last person someone needs to mess with. Exactly, Julie. Because we have a lot of people behind us that protect us. They have no clue. Hi, Leon. What do I know about reincarnation? Reincarnation is just basically like when I talk about this stuff, I want you guys to understand. I don't want you to believe what I say unless you want to believe it. Everybody's got free will. I'm not here to change your belief system. It's basically what I'm trying to say. It talks about this in my training, and my guides talk about it. So when so God gives everybody a path that we're supposed to go on. You know, we're supposed to learn certain lessons in these paths, part of it. And what happens is when that path gets broken somehow, whether it be murder, suicide, some certain some accidents, not all, but some accidents, things like that, it breaks that path. Now that spirit, if they, you know, a lot of times if they believe in God, they go to heaven, and they're with their family. Now everybody's going to be to heaven and be in heaven together at some point, and eventually, you know, that person still has to come back and get reincarnated until they finish that path. And that's what reincarnation is. Now I don't know God's way. I don't know how He does things, but that's just how I was told. I asked about my past lives, and I think I had over 600 past lives, and I couldn't believe it. That's a lot. And like, why do I keep coming back here? But I think it's because I enjoy helping people. You know, I enjoy helping other people and making whatever. I think that's why I keep coming back. But I've asked what kind of jobs I've had, and it seemed like I had almost every job, and it's just crazy. But the past life stuff, I don't like to dwell on it too much because that's the past, right? And why do we want to dwell on something? Maybe there was something in that past life we shouldn't be looking into, you know? It's part of the past. Maybe when we die, we're supposed to know, but I don't think we need to know everything about our past lives. And I have done past live readings for people. You're welcome. All right, you guys, I got to get going really quick because I have to get on my TikTok and do some readings for my subscribers at 3 p.m. But I need to take a quick break. But again, if you guys are interested, I am doing something this Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. It's $50 for one spirit reading, and if you pay, you get the reading. And if you're interested in that, it's going to be one big group reading on a Zoom. And so if you're interested in that, message me under BigSkymedium.com. Do not go to the one with the like 30 or 40,000. That's the wrong one, because that was my page that got hacked and banned. The other one that's got about 5,000, that's the one you go to. That is the one you messaged me on. All right, you guys. I'll try to get on here more if I can at times, but I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for stopping by.